Today, we're going to dive into a story. And look, this isn't some boring finance lecture, all right? It's the real-life inspired journey of a guy named Ranga and the exact day he finally became financially free. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about one simple choice that, well, it changed everything. So let's start at the end. So, picture this. We're in Kochi. It's the year 2025. Ranga, he's 45 years old. He's just sitting in his own sea-facing bar when an email pops up on his phone. He just kind of smiles to himself, thinking back to where it all started. And this one thought, it just perfectly sums up 2 decades of his life.
And this is the number that made him smile. After 20 years of pure discipline, his investment portfolio had just crossed 16.2 crore rupees. Now, this isn't some lottery win, okay? This is the result of a deliberate, long-term plan. So, how on earth did he get here?
To really understand how he reached a number like that, we have to rewind the clock. Go back 20 years. It didn't start with a huge inheritance or some secret stock tip. Nope, it started with a simple choice.
And here he is, a young Ranga in Bengaluru. He's 25, he's got a decent job, earning a lakh a month. And he's in a spot that many of us, find ourselves in. He's got some extra cash, and he has to decide what to do with it.
And this is the fundamental battle we all face, isn't it? His friend's advice, it's so tempting. Enjoy today, worry about tomorrow later. But Ranga, he saw it differently. He knew that later is a trap. He understood that the real power was in making his money work for him, starting right now.
So what did he do? He didn't just guess. Here's the exact plan he put into action, investing 40,000 rupees every single month. And just look at how well diversified this is. He's got his equities for growth, right? The PPF for stability, gold to hedge against inflation. He's even got exposure to real estate through REITs and the global markets. It's a clear, thought-out strategy from day one.
Okay, now this is absolutely crucial. Before he put even 1 rupee into investments for growth, he built a fortress. This is the step most people just skip. Term insurance to protect his family, health cover for those unexpected medical bills, and a solid emergency fund so he'd never, ever have to sell his investments in a panic. This foundation is what gave him the confidence to stay in the game.
All right, so the foundation is set, the plan is in motion, and the 20-year journey begins. And for the first few years, honestly, it probably felt like nothing was really happening. But under the surface, the magic of compounding was just getting warmed up.
This timeline, it shows the reality of it all. The first 5 years were a grind, painfully slow. The market even crashed, but Ranga, he held on. Then, by year 10, you can see the compounding spark really starts to catch fire. By 2020, his wealth was tangible, it was real, and was even creating its own income. And then, 2025, boom, goal achieved. Patience was everything.
This was Ranga's golden rule. This was the mindset that fueled his incredible consistency. You see, most people, they spend first and then they try to save or invest whatever's left over, if there's anything left at all. He just flipped the script. He paid his future self first by investing, and then he simply lived on the rest. It's a small change in order, but man, it makes all the difference.
Okay, let's look at a critical turning point in this story. Around the 10-year mark, Ranga was getting his typical annual salary hikes. Something like 1.5 lakh rupees a year. A decent raise, right? You'd be happy with that. But look at this. At that very same time, his investment portfolio was generating returns of around 18 lakh rupees per year, all on its own. That's more than 10 times his salary hike.
And that was it. That was the magic moment, the tipping point. The point where the financial engine he had been building for a solid decade finally roared to life. His portfolio's salary was now bigger than his own. His money had become his hardest-working employee, and from that point on, freedom was inevitable.
So, we've seen this story. It's pretty epic. Now, let's pop the hood and actually look at the blueprint, because this wasn't luck. It was a repeatable formula that, honestly, anyone can follow.
So visually, here's what his portfolio looked like. You can see more than half was in equities. That's the growth engine. But it was smartly balanced with 20% in stable debt instruments, 10% in gold as that safety net, another 10% in REITs for cash flow, and even a little slice in international stocks for diversification. It's a well-oiled machine.
I love this way of thinking about it. Ranga assigned a specific job to each of his investments. Equities job, simple, growth. Debt's job, stability and safety. Gold was hired to fight off inflation, and REITs were there to generate that rental-like income.
Every single rupee had a purpose. It wasn't just a random pile of assets. It was a team of employees working for him.
So the real secret wasn't some complex algorithm or inside info. It was just these 5 simple, but let's be honest, not always easy behaviors. Start early, so time can do the heavy lifting for you. Stay relentlessly consistent, month in, month out. Reinvest every single return. Diversify intelligently. And maybe the most important one, master your own emotions and never, ever panic sell.
You know, if you take away just one thing from this whole story, let it be this. The entire structure of his success rested on these 3 pillars. Protection to handle all of life's crazy curveballs. Discipline to keep feeding that financial engine every single month. And patience to just let the system work its magic over 2 decades without getting in the way.
Ranga and his story, it really does give us the blueprint. It shows us what's truly possible. But the most powerful part of his journey isn't that final number in his bank account. It's the lesson he shares with everyone else now.
This is the message he shares now. It's not about being a financial wizard or needing to invest lakhs. It's just about starting, even if it's with just 5,000 rupees a month. He makes it crystal clear that the act of starting is way more important than the amount, because the one thing you can never, ever buy back is time.
So Ranga Anna's 20-year journey is complete. His story is written. Now, the only question that really matters is the one right there on your screen. When will yours begin?